So, Rogers, it sunk in that this is the end's 4 quarters away?
To be honest, not really. Like, this week's been pretty normal, and I think last week's build up to the home game was pretty big. So I probably it was an emotional week last week, just announcing it and then being my last home game. And then, like you forever organising, like I had to organise like 100 tickets to come to the game, and so it's been a bit of a whirlwind week. Another week to go, but this week's been interesting. It's been a lot quieter than last week, so I think we'll just build up into the weekend. Obviously, I'm doing this with you guys today, and then I've got a couple more leading into the weekend. So I feel like I've prepared like a normal week. So I'm actually just really looking forward to it. Just the whole being able to relax after footy without the scrutiny, and just enjoying a bit of time off, rest the whole body, and spend some time with the family.
So did it come quite quickly, did it, Rog? Because it sounded like a month or 6 weeks ago that you were keen to play on, and now you've decided. What changed in that?
I know. I think you asked me the question. Mate, did I want to play on? And I did at that stage. But as the year went on, I was probably fighting it a little bit. And after that Carlton game, I had a good chat with my wife Sarah. We sat down and just said, well, what's the priority at the moment? And I think just taking a step back and just putting more time in my family, and and just enjoying that. And then it's been a bit of a battle as well. Probably since I said I wanted to play on, I've probably gone downhill a little bit, whether mentally and also physically. So I suppose I'm just happy that I can say, you know what, like I'm done. Like my time's done, and it was great to have that home game last week. It was a great turnout, and all the support I've had during the week's been unbelievable. And it's definitely blown me away. So it's I suppose I'd prefer that than getting a tap on the shoulder to say, mate, you're done. So I'm really, really fortunate to be able to pick the time and have that, been able to celebrate it the way I have.
Do you leave the game knowing that you got as much out of yourself and as much out of your body as you possibly could have?
Yeah, I think from where I came from, where I didn't start playing footy until I was in year 12, and then getting drafted 18 months later and not having much game sense at all. So I'm really proud of that, of where I came from and being able to have as long a career as I've had. It's a bit weird when there's guys playing 400 games and I've had enough at 200, but I'm still really, really proud of what I've got out of myself. There's probably a few years there where I probably might have got a few individual accolades a little bit better, but through injury and whatever, which that's just footy, but and I would have liked a little bit more success, but I still find I'm still very appreciative and very fortunate of how long I've played for.
Have you got much of a plan for after football? Have you thought about what you're going to do?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to relax and give the body a bit of time to regroup, and then lucky enough that the club has offered me a role, which I'm pretty interested in doing down the welfare side of things, and also some specific coaching as well. Coaching our key position players, which I think we've got great young talent there that needs a lot of work, and I feel like that's something I'm really passionate about. I've been trying to do a little bit this year, but obviously been having to look after my own backyard a little bit, and so next year hopefully that pans out and I can put a lot of time into our young key backs and key forwards.
Do you think they need to buy a player to replace you, bring in someone with experience, or do you think there's guys here that can step up and do that?
Yeah, I suppose the unfortunate one's probably Sam Skinner, where he looked primed to fill my shoes. But with him going down, we're probably a backman short down there for sure. So I'm sure the club will sort that out. Yeah.
Rogers, the video that went around last week when you told the teammates, was that one of the toughest things you've had to do? Was to get up in front of the playing group and talk about what your retirement and why you're doing it?
Yeah, originally I was pretty emotional after making the decision, and then so going into that room, I was pretty emotional to start with. So I wasn't really keen to have a big chat because I knew how emotional I was, and then I was happy just to walk in and say, "Boys, I'm done," and then leave the room. But no, I'm glad I did it, and yeah, I always watching other guys do it. It was always a funny thing when you think, geez, they get really emotional up there, and you know, is it just a job, and like your life's not over. But when I don't know, when I got up there, I suppose you put so much effort and time, and your life revolves around this footy club. You sacrifice a lot as a young guy, and then I've been here 14 years, so it's been a huge part of my life, and I suppose, yeah, to let that go, yeah, I probably got a bit carried away. Yeah.
As you said, you know, you haven't had a lot of success, and you've been unfortunate in that you haven't really been able to settle at either end of the field for large chunks of your career as well. So I have to ask if you attempted to chase that success elsewhere, where you would have perhaps had the opportunity to just settle.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not keen to play on next year. I think my body's...
I meant earlier in your career.
Oh, earlier in my career.
Did that temptation come up?
Look, I suppose a few years ago there was a time where I almost got traded. Yeah, but I'm glad now, looking back, that I've stayed a one club player. That's something that I'll finish my career really proud of. And yeah, I suppose I was never really tempted to chase success elsewhere. I think you start chasing success, it tends to be, chase the dragon a little bit, where it never seems to pan out. So I was aware of that, and the whole, is the grass greener on the other side. I think I ended up making up in my mind that I always just wanted to keep staying at the Brisbane Lions and make this club better, and it hasn't panned out just yet, but hopefully, yeah, I've left a bit of an influence on the younger guys, and yeah, I'd be so rapt if the squad coming through at the moment can get success in the future. What is it that kept you here? I mean, it's been some really, really tough times. So. Yeah, I think just the love of the football club. It's got a proud history, and that means a lot to me. I suppose the people around the footy club as well, they've been here for a long time, the staff. Yeah, I think just that loyalty. Yeah, I think I'm a pretty loyal guy, and yeah, I wanted to see it out and stay here and try and make things better.
Roger, have you asked Slipper to throw you forward so you can kick a couple of goals in the last game?
Possibly, yeah. We'll see it pans out. I think I'll start back, but actually last week I was trying to play on the higher back, and I actually put Jackson Payne back on Tomahawk for a bit because I was trying to I knew Lockie Henderson was playing up the field. I thought, if I can just sneak up a bit here, I might be able to push forward and snag one, but it didn't pan out. So I might try another ploy like that this week, where I'll throw Harris deep, and I'll try and push high up the ground and see how we go. You can tend to kick longer goals. Eddie had as well. So
just want to get away from Rewalt, don't you?
Yeah, well, he's been playing on the wing a fair bit, but yeah. If I end up on Rewalt, it's definitely not going to be fun. So I'll tend to stay away from that.
Do you see the Lions being in the Saints position in a couple of years, being in that position in a year or two, where you can starting to build again? Do you see similarities there at all?
Yeah, look, they're a young list. So, and I think the thing I admire about the Saints is they play with a lot of spirit, and they crack in. So, look, all we need to do is come with a better mindset and play with a bit more spirit, I think, and yeah, we could be for sure.
What are you going to miss the most about that on-field stuff, about playing?
I know what I'm not going to miss is that is 70 inside 50s every week, but what I miss is just that competitive streak. Like off the field, I'm pretty relaxed and pretty. I don't know how else I would describe myself, but empathetic. But pretty friendly kind of guy. Where on the field, yeah, it's that competitive streak, and from young age, one of my first coaches was telling me to play like a big man and play aggressive, and that's how I try and play my football. So that, how I'm going to get that competitive streak now that I'm not playing was something I'll probably miss. So I'll have to take up some sort of sport outside. It won't be AFL, but maybe some touch footy or something.
Who's got that competitive streak on this list, Roger? You just said, a minute ago that guys need to come with more spirit.
Yeah. Something
you've obviously brought. Is there that on the list?
Yeah, mate, and that's just I know what you're saying, Mike. Like it's just getting that consistency. Like we showed it last weekend in that second quarter, where we played with that spirit. What I'm talking about, spirit. Everyone would have a different saying, but it's there. It's just getting it for longer. So I think it's there, mate. It's just being able to get the guys to do it for longer. So, but one guy that really stands out for me that plays with a lot of spirit is Mitchie Robinson. So it's that where I think it's infectious with our group. Say someone comes out and does an awesome act, like comes back with a flight or smashes in, that kind of filters through the rest of our group. So it's just who's gonna be the first one to get that going. But also if someone doesn't go, like pulls out of a contest or fumbles and gives up a goal, that kind of filters through our group as well. So yeah, it's infectious whichever way it goes. So and that's just I feel that's maturity in the group. So hopefully on the weekend might be up to me, mate, to make that big statement early. So hopefully we get that spirited performance on the weekend.
Doesn't matter if you get suspended, does it?
No.
Lynchy.
Don't do it, George.
No, Lynchy's one of my favourites of all time, but I definitely won't be replicating what he did.
Hey, Roger, you mentioned Rewalt before, and you obviously got assigned to the tough assignments down there. Who's the toughest one you've had to? Who's the best you've had to mark?
Yeah, obviously been a few over the years, but the one I absolutely hated was Barry Hall. Early days because he used to beat me up, but also he's a star, and I loved the way he played on the line, where he was aggressive, and obviously sometimes he went a bit over, but when he played on that line, he was so hard to play against. He was explosive, strong, fit as well, and yeah, at times there was nothing you could do. He was. I just love how aggressive he was. That's how big blokes should play in my mind. And then obviously when Buddy's up and going, you can't really stop him either. So he'll go down as one of the all-time greats.